Previously, we talked about the group editor, which sets the policies of circulation for your items. Now, we're ready for circulation. What is circulation? It's basically a module that lets you loan out items to your patron. As simple as that. Okay, so let's take a look at it. I'm going to click on circulation. I'm going to log in. And the system opens up right away on loan mode. Now, there are different modes: loan, return, renew, reserve status. We're going to cover all of them in a minute. Now, we have the patron window. This is where the patron information will come up, the item window, and the transaction window. We have also the barcode window right here. Since it is circulation, most of the time works by scanning either the patron ID or the book ID, or the book barcode. So let's perform a loan really quick. You could either type the student ID or scan the student ID or the patron ID. And in this case, I have a sequence of P23. Let's enter. And in this case, it's interesting. We have patron has overdue. You got a message. Click override to continue. Cancel for this transaction. Okay, I'm going to override. And in this case, it's Natalie. Natalie has 2 books in overdues right here under the transactions. All right, if I do P5, let's do P5, for example. Has overdues as well. I'm going to click on. And I could see even an image for that person, for Gail. And at the bottom, we could see the book that she has on loan and is overdue. Now, if I want to loan a book to her, she's in front of the circulation desk. She got the book in her hand and she's asking to check it out. So let's assume the book, when you scan it, is B10,000. You scan it. And here we go. How to get in shape for sports, right here, loan. How to get the show. And the due date is on December 4th, 2024. And it was checked out today, November 20th, 2024. It's very simple. Now, if you, by any chance, the patron does not have the student ID or the patron ID, then you could even type, you could clear the screen by pressing escape on your keyboard. Okay, see, clears out the screen. You could even type, since you are in loan mode, it's ready to get the patron information. It's the patron information first. You could type the last name of the person on the barcode window. Let's assume that it's Smith. Smith, enter, and it comes up all this Smith that we have in the database. Chris Smith. If you only have one, it will pop up automatically. Click OK. It has also overdues, override, and here we go. This is Chris Smith. Now, the book, yeah, you could do the same thing with the titles, but it's always recommended for you to scan the item. Let's see, the item would be, in this case, B10,001. Let's see if this is the case. Let's see, because 10,000 is already checked out. So I just checked it out to Chris Smith, Sweet Folly, right here. Now, that's the loan mode. Let's talk about the next mode, return. Return, when people returns their items, usually they dump it into a basket or they give it to the librarian to return it. Well, it's as simple as that. You have the book or the item in your hand. You go to return and you scan it. It's as simple as that. 10,001, scan, boom. It's been returned. The book is this one, and the person who had it is this one. Now, I'm still in return mode, so I'm scanning books or items on from the basket. 10,000, scan, enter, boom. Now this is also being returned. It's very, very simple. It's the opposite of loan. Loan is expecting a patron. Return is just scanning items to be returned. If you scan an item that it is not being on loan, let's see, you will get a message, of course. Let's see if that happens here now. There's no loan transaction for this item. You will get a message. This item must be a loan in order to process the return. So it was not on loan. Close. Okay, so you got messages while you're scanning either items or patrons. Renew if the patron has a book and it wants to renew it, they could either renew it in circulation using the librarian, in front of the librarian, or they could use it their account. Now, the policies of renewal could be different. If you loan it, you might be able to loan it for 14 days, but when renewing it, maybe shorter time, like for 7 days. Reserve actually is for holding an item to a patron. Let's do a reserve really quick. I'm going to get a patron P24. Let's see if I have a P24. Yeah, it does have overdues right here. I'm gonna hold or reserve an item for this patron. B again 1,000, 10,000. Here we go. Enter. The requested item was placed on hold. This is a message. So you see, now it's on hold. Now nobody, if someone else is trying to check it out, that book, it would say this item is on hold for Shelton Moore. And then you cannot check it out. Or you might be able to overwrite that message and loan it to the other person. But it will let you know that it's being held for a specific patron. A status does not do anything, any transaction, but it will give you the information. I'm going to be more specific. I'm going to press escape to clear the screen. And here, just if you are under status, you could do P33, enter. Give you Kiva, more, and it shows you the transaction, but it's not going to loan. If you do B 10,001, it's not going to do a loan. It's just scanning and giving you the information. But it's not creating, the status does not create any transaction. The only thing that it does is show you the information either from the item or from the patron. Now, the different functionalities right here on the top of the menu, we have file. You could print a receipt if you have a receipt printer. You could email a receipt if the patron has an email associated to their account. For example, Kiva. Right here on this screen, if you right click it, it comes up another menu. And you could click on edit and it will edit this person that you have on the screen. If the person has an email address on their account, which it doesn't have it, I'm going to add it. How do you add it? If you right click on their information, there is an insert. In this case, let me go to, in this field, insert subfield, electronic mail. And it would be Yahoo.com. And then just click OK. And then now this patron has an email address. So if you decide to send a receipt from here, just go into the file and email a receipt. It's called a status. Okay, you could print a receipt if you have a receipt printer. Okay, now some of the library configuration, you might have more than one database, like for high school, for middle school, or if you're a public library, you might have branch 1, branch 2, and main library. All right, so mode basically is the same, loan, return. You could, the same modes I just described it. You could find them right here. And there is a kiosk for self-check. If you click on this, it will lock the computer, and you could have a computer in front of the library desk, and they could do their own checkout. For more details on that, you will need to get back to us. Okay, another important menu from here is what we call in-house circulation and library transaction. In-house circulation is good to keep your statistics up. What is in-house circulation? You are allowing the patrons to go into your library and check the books right there. Read the book, sit down and go and study or read. But it is a good policy not allow the patron to return the book into the shelf. Why? Two reasons. Most probable, they will place it in the wrong place. And two, you want to scan it. You want to scan it for circulation. That will tell the system, that will tell your management that books are being read in your library. For example, I'm going to go and click on in-house circulation. And then I'm going to, go to the desk, to the library, and find all the books that are on the tables, pick it up, and start scanning them. So I'm going to scan 10,001. It's as simple as that. There's nothing. It's just keeping a statistic to be 10,002, B3. See, it's scanning. Now, if I go and check the statistics for this item, I will see that it was read within the library. It was not checked out, but it was read at some point. Okay, and last, this is really good and really important, library transaction. This will show you all your open transactions, and there are two types of transactions, loans and fines. Let's check it out. When I click on library transaction, you'll see on the bottom all your open transactions. See, grabbing the horizontal line and making it bigger. So here are all my transactions right here. How many transactions, open transactions I have? I have 3,000. See, they're loans and fines. If you don't charge fines, all loans, that's all you care. Now, you want to know only the overdue loans. Right click, list all, no. And then we have select transactions, okay. In the transaction type, I'm gonna select all my overdue loans. And then overdue, another filter, overdue loans all, click okay. Now this is all just overdue loans. You could right click and print it on PDF if you want to. And if you right click again, you could go and click on list all, and it will give you all your transactions again. All right, now that being said, let's move on to the next topic. Patrons and items. Patrons, basically, you could add a patron right from circulation. Doesn't have to be in cataloging. You could add, let's say you click on add patron, and it will make sure that you are not repeating the patron record. Okay, so it force you to search for, let's say for this last name, you are in Martinez. You are in, and it does not find any Martinez patron last name, so it will give you the template and just fill it out. Alex Martinez. And then all the information you want, you could create a template from here. And I'm gonna go to barcode, it's important. And I do have an expiration date if I want to, not necessarily, but if I want to. Now, barcode, I'm gonna make it up. Is this, I put a unique number. That's what is important. Could be your driver license, a sequence of numbers that you have created, or a sequence of IDs that you have ordered from a vendor. And then 236790. It's a unique ID. Now, if I don't use an expiration date, I could right click on the expiration date and delete field. And then I'm going to click on OK, and you will see now that have been added. Let me see. Let me go to status because I'm still, and here we go, Martinez Alex right here. I'm right here. Okay, so from the patron menu, I could add a patron. I could edit a patron the same way. I could right click and edit. And I could go to payment in case that there's a fine, only in case there's a fine. Why would be a fine? Because they lost a book, that's one. Two, they damage a book, and you create a manual fine. And three, for overdues, they're returning it late. Some of the libraries nowadays, they are forgiven the late fees. Message, you could attach a message to Alex. Let's say, friend of the library. I'm a part of the friend of the library. So it is being selected right now. So I'm going to click accept, attach. So now, from now on, when I scan their barcode, let's see if it comes up. Hopefully, I'm going to go to see automatically friends of the library when I'm in loan. Give me a message. It's just a message, okay? Search the same, you can search for patrons, and it's the same, right click and search, same. So this menu right here is basically this menu. And then for items the same way right here. Add a bibliographic, add a holding, edit a bibliographic, edit holding, messages, okay? And send to library in case you have multiple branches. Now, let's go to tools. Tools is important. The same way the policies of circulation is important. The schedule, for example, it needs to be scheduled. Your library period should be in the future. 2025 in this case, just make it all the way to the future. So you will be in business for a long time and make your working days. Perhaps Saturday and Sunday you don't work. So the due date will not fall either a Saturday or Sunday because the system knows that you're closed. So tools, schedule is important. That will set the days that you work and make the period all the way to the future. Keep it simple. Now, what else is important here? Backdate in case, there's some states that are most probable they get into a hurricane season like Florida or snowstorms. And then you could backdate the circulation to return the items, and they will not be late because the library were closed on a specific date. So you could specify the date you're doing the circulations. But most of the time works for returning the item, so the customer will not be late. All right, that being said, let's go to the next. Sound, so you could create sounds like a loan, return, and it is you could hear a beeps, Circulation options. Let's take a look at circulation options. Let's see a sound, enable sound, PC speaker, sound card. Let's do a sound card. You could enable circulation options. You could enable history, enables history so you could see the history. The reason that they're not checked out, some libraries nowadays, there's a privacy concern that they don't want you to know what has been the history of what the patron has been read. All right. Now, that being said, everything is done for circulation. It's very simple. The key here is to learn how to use the loan and return and analyze it, analyze the patron information, the item information, the transactions, and to know and see how your circulations are doing, go to library transaction. This is important, really important. And then from there, you could filter by right-clicking. You could filter the type of transactions you want to see and then print it on PDF, or there are ways also to send it out by email, but it needs to be configured, okay? All right, that being said, we're done for circulation and we're going to go to the next module. Let me end this video.